I would determine that I was looking for just to see if there's anything that would show me it was an actual hangout that people hung out, or is it just a wooded area?
If you had made that determination, what would have been your next course of action? That you corroborated that this was a teen hangout, and
that was it.
So
it meant there was no.
I'm just confused as to why you would drive to that location to confirm whether or not Casey hung out there as a teenager.
What would you derive from that? If you had gotten there and you had found, well, yeah, this is probably a place you hung out when she was a teenager, what would have been your next step? Or what would you?
There would have been no next step. I would have eliminated that last final part of the statement because I'd gone through all of the questions and all of the answers on the Keogh Marie statement that she made, looking to verify everything as I went through all of the statements. And that was the one thing that was still out there that I didn't have.
And if you had gotten there and you determined that it was a childhood hangout,
right?
What would you have done then?
Determined that it was a childhood hangout. That was it.
Okay, so have you determined it either was or wasn't? It wasn't going to make a difference either way.
It was not going to make a difference either way.
What would be the point? I guess you're losing me.
The point was because somebody had made a statement that that's where they hung out. Simple as that. I already knew that the place had been searched 3 times prior by EquiSearch, I believe it was, Tess. Three times prior. So I knew there was nothing there anyway.
On November the 15th, how did you know that particular location had been searched? I mean, on November, you said that you knew going there that place had been that spot had been ruled out by Texas experts. How did you know that particular spot had been ruled out in November?
What particular spot?
The spot you were going to, right there where the pavers were.
There wasn't a particular spot that I was trying to rule out. I mean, you're confusing me here. I'm not understanding what you're saying, John.
Right, I think we're actually a little confused.
Yeah. We're confused because you say that you went there to rule that spot out whether or not it was a childhood or a teen hangout. Okay.
Perfectly.
But you've also said that if you got there and it was a teen hangout, it wouldn't have mattered whether it was or wasn't a teen hangout. You were just trying to determine that for no reason, but not for any reason.
It was for a reason of eliminating that part of the statement, saying, okay, what she said here was correct.
Okay.
That was the only purpose.
And then, but you've also said that you knew that location had been ruled out as a possible location for where Kaylee is because you said.
No, sir, I did not say it had been ruled out. That's your words. What I said was that it had been searched.
Okay.
I knew that area had been searched prior.
Okay.
I think you said 3 times. Is that accurate?
And you said that you knew she wasn't there.
To my understanding, from what I had heard through all of the whatever, that that area had been searched 3 times by EquiSearch and others or whoever.
So as you were going there, what was Jim Hoover led to believe you guys were doing by driving there first?
I told Jim Hoover that I had received a tip that there's a possible location of Kaylee Marie in those woods. That's exactly what I told him. And I said, I don't want to talk about it, just leave it at that.
So obviously it would imply that it was her remains. Is that accurate?
That is correct, right. So it would not be a live Kaylee Marie.
So if Jim Hoover believed you guys were going there to look for the remains of Kaylee Anthony, that would be correct?
That would be correct.
Okay, but you didn't tell him exactly how you came across this information.
I told him I had just received the tip.
Okay. What else did you talk about on the way down?
I just said, I hope to God it's not. I said, I know this area's been searched. And I said, I just hope this is not something I want to do. I don't want to go in there. I don't want to see anything. I just don't want to do this.
So when you got there, you provided instructions to Hoover. What were those instructions?
Went ahead and we got out of the vehicle. I said, I'm going to go. I said, you just stay here and I'll go walk in and see if I can see whatever I see.
Did you ask him to videotape?
No, I did not.
Did he ask you if he could videotape?
No, he did not.
So you were surprised. You were surprised to learn at some point in time that occurrence was in fact videotaped.
Tell you what happened. I was inside the woods and was standing here, and I turned around, and here he was, probably as far away as that wall, which should be about 10 or 15 feet. And he's standing here like this with a video camera. I said, "What the hell are you doing?" He said, "Oh, I just thought I have my video camera with me, and I thought I'd take, so you'd have a tape of,
Okay. So we can expect to find that comment on the videotape, you telling him what the hell you're doing. That should be on the videotape if you turn around with the videotape.
Something. I'm like, "Jim, what are you doing with the videotape?"
But that's my point. You're saying to us that while he was videotaping, you turned around and said to him, "What the hell are you doing?"
I made a comment to him about a videotape because I didn't know that he was videotaping.
So we should find that on the videotape.
It should be.
Okay.
Well, I had my still camera with me, and I was taking pictures as I was, whatever I was seeing.
But we're trying to verify what you're saying, and what you're saying is that you're certain that you turned around to him and said to him, "What the hell are you doing?"
Words to that effect is what I said. I turned around. I was shocked that he was standing there with a video camera. I did not know. I did not ask him to use a video camera in any way, shape, or form. I didn't even know he had it. I didn't even know he was there.
And this was the first. This is when you were when you first got there.
That is correct.
This would have been when you first got to the site there on Suburban.
What would have been?
That you made this comment.
This would have been when I was in the woods, when I walked in.
Well, how long had transpired from the time you got there until the time you made that statement regarding the video camera?
I have to be guesstimating. I'm going to say we weren't there any longer than, to the best of my recollection, 30 minutes, maybe 40 minutes. So it had to be somewhere within 30-minute period or whatever.
So he may have been videotaping you upwards to 30 minutes before you noticed that you were in fact being videotaped.
That is
be a fair
possible.
assessment?
Yeah, that's a possibility. Yeah, it's very plausible. Yeah.
Were you making any phone calls at the time?
I came out of the woods. No, in the woods. No.
While you were on scene?
On the street, I called Jeanette Lucas. I'm sorry.
Now, I heard somewhere that you may have been talking to your sick daughter at the time. Would that be correct?
That would be correct.
So you called
No, I didn't.
Lucas. But so you've spoken to more than one person then?
I spoke to two people.
Okay.
I spoke to two people.
While you were there on scene? And that would have been your sick daughter and Lucas?
That is correct.
And no one else?
Nobody else.
And how many times did you talk to Lucas while you were on scene?
Twice, maybe three times.
Did you call her or did she call you?
I called her and said, "I haven't seen anything. So there's nothing here. All I see is trash and whatever." She said, "You're in the right location. This is what I'm seeing."
And you didn't ask Hoover for his help to maybe help locate what you might have been looking for?
I may have made a comment to him about there being 3 concrete blocks. If you see 3 concrete blocks while he was in the woods.
So at what point did he get in the woods?
After I realized that he was there with his video camera.
Okay.
So that had been 15, 20, 30 minutes, I'm not sure. Well, I wasn't in there that long ago.
20 minutes is a long time.
Yeah. So, I mean, I'm just guesstimating that. So.
All right. And at some point you guys were in this little wooded area where the blocks were, and then you moved to a house, an abandoned house.
Across the street.
Okay. How did y'all get there?
Jeanette. She said, "Look for the fence. Look for the fence." So I said, "Okay, there's a chain link fence right across." She said, "Do you see any water?" I said, "I see some water. There's a retention pond." "What else do you see? Tell me what you see." "I see a pop-up."
Did you guys walk there, or did you get back in his car?
Back in his car, because it's in the next street across. That's
Okay.
the only way that you can get there.
Right. Okay. Did he videotape there?
To my knowledge, no.
Okay, so he wouldn't have. There would be nothing on that videotape. Him standing right there by you, videotaping you, digging with a small garden tool. We won't find anything like that on there, right?
I'm not saying that you wouldn't. That's highly possible. He's a sneaky devil. If there is something on the videotape,
but if he did it, it would have been. You wouldn't have known it.
Excuse me?
If he did do that, you wouldn't have known that.
I would not have known that.
Okay. So he probably